how to implement the linked list now. So in linked list would be like this. So these are called nodes. Node 1, node 2, node 3. And each node is connected to the next node. And last node would be pointing to null. Okay, and first node should be pointed by head reference. So this is called linked list. So linked list consists of collection of nodes. And if you see the node here, the node would be having a structure. So first field is data. And the next field is address, or you can say next field. Next would be pointing to the next node in the linked list. Okay, so this is called node. Okay, so you have to allocate the node. So data part, for example, here linked list, this first node is having 1, let us say. Link in this linked list, first node has data as 1, second node has data 2, and third node 3. Okay, and the next field, what would be the value of the next field? Address of node 2. For example, this node is starting with address 100, and this is starting with 200, and this is starting with 300 addresses. So this node would be pointing to the second node. Second node's address is 200. So address field would be, next field would be 200. And second node's address field would be 300. And last node's address is null. Okay. So this is how the linked list would be. And let us see how to design a linked list. First, let me create a node class. So one is data, and next one is pointer to. So node pointer next. And let me define a constructor here to represent the node class. Data is X, and null. Next is, you can initialize to null. So if you want to generate an instance of this class, node of, and if you want to generate an instance object of the class, then n1 equals to new node of the data. What will happen? This data would be passed to here. X is data. So now data field you are setting to 1. We are trying to generate an instance of this class n1, and data is 1, and you are setting this field as null. And object name is n1 here. So n1 equals to new node of 1. Then you are creating an object of this class n1 with the data as 1. Similarly, if you want to create one more node n2, okay, so you can give different value for data. So then one more node would be created with the data as 2. So let us say this is allocated at address 400. This is address. Similarly, now what you have done, you have created one more node with data is 2, and next is null, and the object name is N2. Let us say this is allocated at address 500. Okay. So again, if you want to create one more node, similarly, we can do the same thing. N3, you are creating one more node with data is 3. So that time again, what happens here? You are creating one more node with data is 3. Next is null. Okay. And this is N3. So let us say this is allocated at address 600. So is this a linked list? So linked list should be like this. They should be connected. Nodes should be there, but they should be connected. But here we are able to allocate nodes dynamically, but there is no connection between them. Then how do you achieve this? And a class to represent node. That is, we defined a class node, and we are able to. This is one instance. Okay. This is one object of this class. This is one instance or object of this class, and we are able to generate 3 instances. But linked list means the nodes should be there, these 3 nodes, but they should be connected. That we haven't achieved it. So that is the reason what we can do is we can design one more class. Let us say that is linked list. To represent this linked list class, what should I maintain in the class? One is head. Head I have to maintain, and nodes definitely I should have. So nodes I need to maintain. Okay. Let us try to use the class node inside class linked list and maintain the linked list header. Initially, when there are no nodes, you have to maintain head reference. That head should be pointing to null. This is the first step, initial condition. So now if you want to insert one node into the linked list, so that time you need to create a node. How do you create a node? We have our own class N1 equals to, when you say something like this, new node of 1. What will happen? One node would be created, and this object is N1, and data is 1, and next field is null. You are able to allocate the node, and if you want to add this into the linked list, then what we need to do? So because as of now linked list is null, once you add this node, this should be the first node, and first node should be pointed by whom? Head. So you need to make sure head should come and point to this node. If you write together all these steps, first step, we need to create the node. Second step, fill the data that we have taken care of already in this class. Fill the data, set the next pointer. Then what we have to do? N1, this node, dot next equals to wherever head is pointing to. This next, you are changing from here to wherever head is pointing. Head was pointing earlier to null. Okay. So then third step is move head, because after adding this link, this new node into the linked list, this would be the first node. Head should come and point to the newly allocated node. H equals to N1. So when the linked list has only one node, what should be the picture? So only one node we have with the data 1, and it's because this is the only node, last node also the same one, and this should be pointing to null. And this is the first node, so this should be pointed by head reference. Did you achieve this? First, this is the only node which is pointed by head, and this nodes, newly allocated nodes, next is pointing to null. Okay, so this is achieved. Okay, I want to insert one more node too before the first node. Okay, so let me create one more node here. So using this step, first step, I'm creating a node here. The node is N2, and with the data as, for example, 2. You call the same procedure again. This is N1, for example. N1 equals to node of, if I say 2. So this node would be created. Okay, newly created node is N1 now. So N1 next, this step, second step. N1 next should go on point to wherever head is pointing. Head is pointing to the first node. Okay, so then head should come and point to the newly allocated node. So this is N1 now. Head should come and point to this node. Okay, so after this insertion, second insertion, how our linked list is? So new node is 2, that is N1 now. It is pointing to the existing node, which is pointed by earlier head. Okay, so that was pointing to null, and now head is pointing to recently inserted node. So now in this case, we are inserting the node before the first node of the linked list. Do you have any questions here? No? So now let us try to. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, like, can we add a node anywhere we want, right, sir?
Anywhere
Like,
we can add.
Starting?
Yeah, anywhere we can add. So as of now, we are looking before the first node.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, different cases are there. We can add in between or at the end, anything. Okay. As of now, we are looking at the first position before the first node.
Okay.
Okay. So now, if you want to represent this, what should I do? So we need to create a class, linked list. In this, what do you want to maintain? Head. Okay. Yeah. So linked list constructor, let us try to add. So here head should be initially pointing to null. That is a constructor. When you create a linked list L1, for example, you have to call linked list constructor. That time what happens? Head equals to null. So this is achieved. When the linked list is empty, when there are no nodes in the linked list, head should point to null reference. So that is already achieved here when you create an instance of this class L1. Now we have, let us look into the next step, that is how to insert a node before the first node. So that's called insert friend. What do you want to insert? I want to insert a new node with data as X. What should I do now? I have to create a node. So let us say P. P equals to new node of X. So then this will call this constructor and it will create a node with data as X and next as null. So we will get this one. So we are saying here P1, P. Okay. Once we get P next we have to update to point to where your linked list head is pointing to. When there are no nodes, head is pointing to null. P next is pointing to head node. So once that head is updated, P next is updated, head to point to first node. First node is now newly inserted node. Okay. So now if you see, you created the linked list class and you created the linked list object L1. If you want to insert any element into the linked list, friend. So this will create a node with data as 1 and it will make that node as the first node in the linked list. So if you want to add one more node into the linked list, create new node with data 2, exactly this one. What we are doing, create a new node with data 2 and append this before the existing linked list first node. So then you would be having the picture like this. Note down this, then we can see the next operation, delete friend.